Think all criminals are smart and dangerous? Think again. Today, I'm going to tell you about 15 of the dumbest criminals on the planet. People who literally destroyed their own plans in ways you won't believe. We're talking about someone who turned themselves in to collect reward money, a guy who fell asleep at the crime scene, and another genius who used Leonardo DiCaprio's photo as fake ID. Trust me, by the end of this video, you'll wonder how these people survived this long. Let's dive in. Have you ever met someone who loves money so much they'd turn themselves in? One criminal saw his own wanted poster with a generous reward attached. Instead of running away, he called the police and asked, "Hey, if I turn myself in, do I get the reward money?" He then confidently walked into the police station to collect his cash. The only thing he got? A pair of handcuffs and a long-term meal plan behind bars. Using social media to show off is normal, but showing off like this criminal, that's peak stupidity. After breaking into a company safe and stealing cash, instead of disappearing, he posted a selfie with the stolen money on Instagram. But wait, it gets better. He tagged the victim company as a thank you. The company just screenshotted it and sent it straight to the police. Case solved in a few clicks. A group of robbers planned to hit a donut shop early in the morning. The plan seemed perfect except for one tiny detail. This was the favorite breakfast spot for every cop in town. The result? Instead of getting money, they got to enjoy a very dramatic breakfast surrounded by an audience in blue uniforms. A robber walked into a bank and handed over a note demanding money, like a total badass. The bank teller calmly said, "Sir, please take a number and wait your turn." And guess what? He actually did it. This criminal sat there for 15 minutes like a regular customer. Right when he stood up to make his transaction, the police arrived to escort him to a different kind of transaction. Some bank robbers really care about their money's safety. After stealing a pile of cash, instead of running away, he decided to walk to the ATM right next door and deposit it into his own account. He thought this would be safer. The police didn't need a complex investigation, just traced the account number and showed up at his house. When demanding the employee open the safe, the robber got this answer: "The safe has a time lock. We need to wait 10 minutes. Instead of panicking or running, he nodded and sat down like a VIP customer. 10 minutes later, the safe didn't open, but the police station doors opened wide to welcome him. In Germany, a very dedicated robber showed up at the bank at 8 a.m. Realizing the bank didn't open until 9 a.m., instead of finding a hiding spot or grabbing coffee, he chose to stand right in front of the main entrance, waiting. The security guard watching the camera thought this guy looked way too suspicious and called the police to assist him before opening hours. To cash a stolen check, you need identification. Since he didn't have a real ID, one genius decided to make a fake one by gluing a photo of Leonardo DiCaprio from Titanic onto official documents. He genuinely thought the bank teller would believe that an A-list Hollywood star was trying to cash a few $100 check at a local bank. Lesson learned: Leo can give you hope on the Titanic, but he can't save you from jail. A student burglar panicked so much during a break-in that he dropped his backpack. Inside was everything: student ID, textbooks, and personal documents with his full name and address. Police just read the info, showed up at his house to return his backpack, along with a complimentary ticket to jail. In Canada, a thief decided to work during peak snow season. He thought snow would erase his tracks, but in reality, his footprints were crystal clear in the snow, leading straight from the crime scene to his front door. Police just took a nice stroll following the path the criminal drew for them. This became one of the fastest solved cases in history. Some thieves work so hard they forget their main mission. One burglar in England broke into a store and collected quite a haul, then suddenly fell sleepy. The next morning, the owner and police arrived to find him still sound asleep on top of his stolen goods. Talk about waking up in the wrong place. A robber in England prepared a note demanding money from bank employees. However, instead of using blank paper, he wrote it on the back of his job application, complete with his full name, address, and phone number. The bank teller just flipped the paper over, read the info, and called the police. They showed up at his house to hire him for a new position: inmate. A guy tried to rob a bar by smashing the window with a brick. He threw it with all his might and complete confidence, but the store had bulletproof glass. Not only did the brick fail to break the glass, it bounced right back and hit him square in the head. He collapsed on the spot. The next morning, the owner just walked out to collect the unconscious thief lying in front of his door. The peak of overconfidence right here. A man armed with a baseball bat stormed into a gun store to rob it. The moment he started swinging the bat threateningly, every employee and customer in the store simultaneously pulled out their guns. That's when he realized he was holding a wooden stick in a room full of firearms. The standoff lasted about 3 seconds. One robber decided to bring a gun for intimidation, but since he wasn't familiar with firearms, he accidentally shot himself in the foot while pulling it out. Instead of running away with money, he just lay there screaming. Police arrived and didn't need to chase anyone, just called an ambulance to take him to the hospital, then straight from the hospital to jail. And those are the 15 dumbest criminals I've ever heard of. From turning themselves in for reward money, to falling asleep at crime scenes, to literally shooting themselves in the foot, these stories prove that not everyone is meant for a life of crime. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you won't miss more bizarre and hilarious stories like this. See you in the next one.